jam right there.
Ugh.
That is my jam.
Ugh.
We're keeping it forever. We're keeping that forever.
Please.
No.
I want it.
No, keeping it.
Welcome.
My jam.
Welcome. Happy Wednesday.
Merry Wednesday to everyone.
Merry Wednesday.
Thank you for tuning in to Paranormal Hangover again. Why do you keep coming back? I don't. It's for the coffee. For the coffee.
For the coffee, isn't it?
It's for the coffee. That's why I keep coming back.
Heyo. Not drinking any right now, though, or else I'll be up until tomorrow morning. So.
Listen, if I drank some coffee right now, it would be delish because I need it. I am so exhausted from doing absolutely nothing all day.
You want me to make you some?
No. Yeah. Can you go make me a pot of coffee, please, while we're doing the radio show?
Hey, you know.
You know, just go do something. I don't. What? Huh?
Wow. Last time I offer. So how's everyone tonight? How's everyone on this lovely Blood Moon Wednesday that I missed?
Blood Moon.
Because it was cloudy here in Gloucester, so you couldn't see anything.
The eclipse was at like 4:37:62 in the morning.
Yeah. So
like you had to get up at butt crack of dawn and try and see it through the clouds that we couldn't see because there was a thunderstorm going on here.
Yeah, no, you couldn't see it because one of the girls I work with said she couldn't. She woke up purposely to like see it. She couldn't see it at all because it was too cloudy, and then out of nowhere came the torrential downpour and the thunderstorm. Imagine which I slept through, by the way.
You didn't pay attention to the weather. You're like out in the middle of a field, laying there, waiting for the blood moon eclipse to happen, and all of a sudden, thunder cracks and lightning, and you're like scampering to get back to your car in the pouring rain.
Yeah, I was completely passed out. Did not hear any of that. You did though, huh?
So you know what would have helped us stay up?
What?
A good cup of Deadly Grounds coffee.
Listen, I love Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for.
Yes, it is.
However, if I drink it, I'm like a gremlin. If I drink it past 5, all hell breaks loose.
Then don't worry.
It's
zombie approved. So it's quite all right.
It's not a zombie that I turn into, my friend.
In case you can't tell because we're hinting around, officially, to kick everything off, our sponsor now, Deadly Grounds Coffee. Visit their website, deadlygroundscoffee.com. Mm-hmm. You can see everything they have. I have Hell's Fury in the rotation right now.
Yes.
But their coffee is awesome. And if you get a chance to see them at any of the cons or conventions or shows that they go to.
Yeah, stop by and grab a cup, man. It's delicious.
Oh, my God. Joe Chin lives on it when he's at the convention.
When he's at conventions, yeah.
He's like standing
He's like the first one in line. And then in the morning, at the end of the day, when they're dumping the pots, he's like, no, wait. I want one more.
Can I have the grounds? Can I take the grounds home? True story.
True story. Oh,
so tonight our guest, in celebration of Deadly Grounds coming on board here with the DTM family, our guest tonight is Tom Lialios.
Yay!
In case you don't know who Tom is, In case you don't know who Tom is, he is the founder and chief coffee addict, self-proclaimed, chief coffee addict of Deadly Grounds Coffee.
Yes.
So he'll be stopping over here tonight to share some stories with us, tell us all about Deadly Grounds, and I got to tell you, they make some pretty cool trips. They were just recently in Hell, Michigan, for Hearse Fest.
Yeah. And
they bring along their hearse, which has a license plate on it that I love. The license plate says "To Die For." Mm-hmm. I think that's awesome. If I had a hearse, my plate would be something like that. So, yes, will you stop writing and pay attention to the show? Can you do that for me?
Wow. Why don't you say coffee one more time?
Coffee.
Yeah, okay. There
coffee.
You go. I'm making tick marks. That's what I'm doing.
And I'm not talking about Chip Coffee. I'm talking about, or Paul Coffey, the hockey player.
I don't know who that is.
Well, forget it.
Is he a Bruin?
No.
Am I going to have to learn this?
No.
Is this something I'm going to have to know?
No.
Okay.
No, don't worry about it.
Or the guy tripping over the rug.
Oh, my God. Please, if you have not seen the video, if you have not seen this video yet, you must go onto Google. Not right now. Do it at 8 o'clock when the show's over. But you got to go to Google, and you've got to type in, like, Canadian National Anthem fail.
Yeah.
And the other night, some poor dude was singing at a junior game, skating around. Got to give him credit. He was skating around, belting out the Canadian National Anthem. And lo and behold, he goes to skate through center ice, and there was a red carpet that he didn't see. Hits the carpet, hits the ice, face plants.
You're giving it away, so now people aren't even going to watch.
Keep singing, though. The guy kept singing. I got to give this guy credit. He kept singing.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
It was amazing. I could not stop laughing when I first saw it, though.
Yeah.
It was like that and the little cat getting scared by the lizards. Those two videos crack me up, man.
I liked all the little goats running around on the porch.
I thought it was going to be a little more hectic.
They're cute. They're stampeding goats, baby goats, in someone's random backyard.
Yeah, they're stampeding. They're running around on a deck, 3 of them. And a dog comes up and lays down. I don't think there was a stampede.
It was a little kid stampede.
Okay.
What about the poor bear cub that I found dead in Central Park?
I heard about that.
Poor thing.
Yeah, and they don't know where it came from.
And they don't know where it came from, because none of the zoos apparently are missing a baby cub.
No, conspiracy. It's Ebola.
No, it probably got lost from its mother coming down looking for food, because we had coyotes in Central Park not long ago.
Yeah.
A few years back, so I mean it wouldn't be.
I think somebody would spot a bear walking to Central Park through the city.
You think?
Probably.
Yeah, there are kind of shady parts in New York City that if it was walking through in the dead of night, you wouldn't.
So they think it was a homeless guy?
Yeah, you never know. The woman who found it thought it was a dog.
Well.
So, go figure.
Well, I'm sure she's never seen a bear before, so she didn't expect to see a bear in Central
just
Park.
because she's from New York doesn't mean she's never seen a bear. She probably knows what one looks like. They have them in the zoo.
Then why did she think it was a dog?
Because she saw it from far away.
Wow. Anyway. All right.
Wow.
This is going to be a great night. I can tell already. So. Anyway, folks, sorry, I'm getting phone calls while we're on the air. I don't know what's going on there. That'll ruin my night right there.
Yeah, right.
But so we got Tom Lialios on tonight. We have a pretty cool guest next week. Next week you're gonna have to tune in because, and if your friends haven't tuned in yet, they should tune in now.
Yeah.
And then tell them to tune in next week because next week we're gonna have Mr. Rob Demarest on.
Yeah. GHI baby.
Formerly GHI, formerly Sci-Fi Australia, formerly like all kinds. Rob Demarest just loves to investigate.
Yeah.
That dude is all about the paranormal.
And he's very intelligent, which I appreciate, and someone that still reads books,
So we'll have Rob on next week. We'll have Tom on in just a little bit here to talk about Deadly Grounds Coffee.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, we're going to have some shameless. I cannot speak tonight. We're going to have some shameless self-promoting going on.
Okay.
Please go to mghparanormal.com. Click the link at the top of the page that says, click here for the Vent Fort event.
Mm-hmm.
Go
Vent Fort event.
Follow the links to the store and buy your tickets to the November 15th Mass Ghost Hunters Paranormal Society event featuring Brian J. Cano of Sci-Fi's Haunted Collector. He's the tech guy. Brian, my tech guy. I should have done that when we had Zaffis on. Brian, my tech guy.
Brian, my tech guy.
So Brian will be on. No, Brian won't be on. Brian will be with us at the event.
He'll be on board. Hey,
he'll be on board. Hello. Tickets are $80.
Yeah.
That's not expensive.
No, not at all.
A place that has never been on TV is pretty darn cool and very historical.
Yeah.
You're going to have a fun night. If you've never had an event or been to an event with Brian, he's awesome at getting everybody involved and really teaching you as you go along throughout the night.
Yep.
So it's going to be a fun event. Get over there. Purchase tickets. Mm-hmm. We have a hotel deal. The hotel deal expires on October 15th.
Yeah.
That is 1 week. 1 week to get your tickets and book your hotel room. And the hotel is mad cheap.
Yeah, really, really good deal. Like, seriously. Let's not forget, some people get a little nervous. Oh, I don't have the money right now. That's okay. Because you're not paying for it until you actually check into the room.
The hotel.
The hotel. So just reserve it.
Yep.
And worry about that in a month, in a little over a month when the event comes around.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. But do it. I mean, go there, get the tickets. Listen, if you and a friend get a ticket, you're splitting a hotel room. The hotel room deal is like $50.
Yeah.
You're splitting a hotel room for like $25 a piece.
Yeah.
If you get a friend. Come on. It's not that expensive. It's going to be a fun event. Mm-hmm. November 15th with Brian Cano at Vent Fort Hall. It's in Lenox, Massachusetts, which is out in the Berkshires in Western Mass.
It'll be pretty.
And I know there's a ton of people from New York that listen to this. It's real close to you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean...
I'm going to try and get my family to come out.
Yeah. We only have a handful of tickets left. I don't want everybody to think that there's like 50 tickets there.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not. There's no.
There was only 30 tickets released, and we only have like a handful of tickets left. So let's not see them get left off the... I don't know what I'm trying to say here.
I don't know.
So anyway, just don't miss out on your opportunity to go to the thing.
Okay. Opportunity to go to the thing. Wow. You just gave up on that promotion. Just, the thing. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that
Fine.
thing.
Just go. That's
whatever.
Great.
It's over.
Fine.
Anyway, I got to let Tom in here to rescue me because I can't talk tonight.
Tom's
my good God. Tom is here. Tom.
Hi, Tom.
You need me to rescue you?
Oh my God, yes, man. I can't speak tonight.
Well, I'm probably not going to help you a whole lot, but I'll try.
So Tom originally was going to come on for a little bit here and chat, but I've sandbagged him and made it the whole show. So we're going to have tons to talk about tonight. And
That's
I am
horrible.
Calling. No, stop talking when I'm talking, Tom.
Is that how this thing works?
I am calling you out right now because you were supposed to.
Oh my God! All right, Tom, I'm going to speak for him. Hold on, Marc, be quiet.
All right, you do that.
Tom, poor Marc over here, who can't get his words straight, was about to call you out and break your chops, busting your chop to say, because you were supposed to give him some topics to talk about, and I guess that was
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, I tell you what, I'll come back next week.
There you go.
You were supposed to send me some talking points here, and I'm like, yep, never got the talking points, so we're gonna have a fun show.
Okay, so we're gonna wing this whole thing. Yeah, there's always something that I forget along the way.
It's gonna be a really fun show.
So what the hell is the name of your company again?
It's not hell. It's Deadly Grounds Coffee.
Yes.
Yep.
And it is coffee to die for.
Bingo.
There you go.
See that? He knows the slogan.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It works. It kind of works with the rest of the Twisted theme. I kind of like it myself.
I love it.
It was just. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
This is a weird. This is my first time on one of these podcasts, so you'll have to excuse me. I have a tendency of talking over people in person as well. So.
Yeah, welcome to my world, Tom. This is gonna just be me and you talking over each other for the next hour.
That's okay. We can do that. We're already 15 minutes in. This is going by fast already. So Deadly Grounds Coffee is just people ask me, why? Why did you come up with this and why did you do this? And I keep telling them it's what happens when you have a really twisted idea for a product and nobody stops you in time. Mm-hmm. So this is what happens. You end up coming up with something that when you go, wow, wouldn't that be interesting if I did this? And sure enough, I've spent 25 or so years in TV production, doing a lot of creative work and commercials and stuff of that nature. And one of the most frustrating things is when you're asked to do something a little out of the box, and you spend a lot of time putting something together, and in the end, everyone's a little nervous to do something that's really outlandish or outside of their comfort zone. So we've been, as a production person, we do nothing but coffee 24/7 around the clock whenever we're working. So it seemed to be like an easy transition. So I just try to come up with a character that would be interesting, and it turned out to be this sinister-looking coffee company. I mean, to have a coffee company that packages its coffee in black cadaver bags, or they're not real cadaver bags, of course, but maybe that'll be a Christmas gift. Who knows? Something that looks like a black cadaver bag with a cadaver on the label. I thought, well, that's unique. So we went that way, and I remember running into you at the ScareCon just this past only a few weeks ago now. It seems like ages.
Right? It does, I know.
God.
Seems like 3 months ago.
Well, you've done like 3 events since then, haven't you?
I think so. Well, the weekend after ScareCon, we drove to Hell. Yeah. Hell, Michigan. We're the official coffee of Hell. So.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I love it.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're going to go to Hell, you should really have at least good coffee.
Right.
Yeah. And actually that was a really long ride because it's a good 12 hours or so from home, and we did it in our company vehicle, the hearse, which is also another cool feature of the company. And we're not a minivan kind of company. We wanted to have something that kind of that said Deadly Grounds and all that. So
minivan.
Yeah, this is far better. It may not be great on gas, but people get out of our way. And no one really messes with us. They never really mess with it whenever you leave it somewhere in a lot somewhere. The best thing is to actually bring it to a restaurant and have the valet park it.
Oh my God! With the coffin in the back.
Yeah, we do bring it out. We brought our coffee coffin out for the last few events. It's a challenge because it's big and it takes up a lot of space, and we try to cram everything in. Usually when we're moving from town to town, when we're doing these events, that thing is solidly packed from end to end, and it's pretty cool. It's even cooler though when you pull up to these places and you ask someone to help you with a casket. They're always wondering what's in it, and
right.
But it adds to the it's certainly an eye catcher when you're set up in the booth, when you have the thing open and you have all your coffee displayed on and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the other part of it is too, when we leave it in there, it really, from here to hell and back, it's a 1,500-mile ride, and so we have to make a lot of stops, and just for fuel alone. But when we do, we figure it's a safe bet. No one's going to mess with it. So when you have it displayed in the back, so it works out for us. Besides, we always wanted a Cadillac.
So I just came up with a great idea, Tom, and it just while you were talking, it sort of popped into my head because I'm envisioning your setup with the casket and the coffee in the casket and the casket open, and here I am. Of course, my twisted mind, I'm sitting here thinking like, God, I can just see them like pulling up to this busy rest stop and opening the back up and pulling the coffin out and going to open it, and people panicking like, oh my God. I go, and then it's just coffee inside, and everybody's like, "Oh, okay." So we're gonna see that.
They don't. It never even gets that far. I mean, it doesn't. It does not take very much to draw a crowd. It really doesn't. I mean, not that a hearse itself is unique, but some of the places we put it, sometimes is. I still want to take it on the Long Island Ferry, loaded with everything, and just and then not claim it.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Yeah,
if you do that on Staten Island Ferry, they might knock into something. You might actually have a body to put in it. Jesus.
You don't want that. The most fun that I think we've had with it is when we the first time we went to hell, and did our representing there and sold coffee. On the way back, I had to drop a friend off at the airport because he needed to get back to work, and he couldn't make the ride back with me. And at that point, that was our second hearse. It was an older one, a lot bigger and a lot more. It burns a lot more fuel. Mm-hmm. And I dropped him off at the airport, and then I GPSed myself to a friend's house in upstate New York, and the thing routed me through Canada, and I didn't realize it until it was too late.
Oh no!
Yeah, you should see what it's like to drive a hearse full of coffee through the Canadian border. They had
oh my God!
Well, they were nice. I was trying to play it cool, like I knew what I was doing, but I really couldn't hold it together, and they pulled me over and they went through it all. But they were nice. It was a nice little hour-and-a-half visit with the Canadians, and since then, every now and then, I do get a ping from that area of the country on our website, so I know they're watching.
Where's that guy with the hearse?
When's he coming back with more coffee?
I did. They did have a couple of bags just for a keepsake as I was leaving. I said, yeah, but I wanted to make sure it didn't seem like a bribe to let me go. We don't want that.
Are you claiming anything? Yes, about 8 dozen bags of coffee. And
But I didn't know. I mean, I realized I was heading. By the time it was too late, I realized I was heading in there. But I didn't know I needed paperwork and all. That was the first year we did anything. We went anywhere, and so I'm petrified of I have a 4-hour ride through through Canada. I have no idea where I am.
Right.
Yeah. So it was quite interesting and it made for an interesting story after the fact.
but God.
It's part of the joy of being Deadly Grounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like it's a lot of fun, and you like you said before, you sort of took a step that a lot of people won't take, where you get an idea and it comes to you and you want to go with it, but it's that actual step of saying, you know what, I'm doing it. And like you said, it's an idea that came about that just nobody happened to stop you, and now look where you are with it. And we love
a cool
seeing
ride.
Oh,
it's a very cool ride. I have no idea how things are going to pan out. This wasn't. I'm happy that people are enjoying it. It's one thing to do all the the marketing behind it, the look of it, and the horror genre and all that. That's wonderful. But behind it, there's actually good coffee. It's not just a gimmick. And that was one of the things that started happening early on. You have really, really high-end coffee, but you're packaging it in such a way that people think it's a souvenir and not real. So the first round of people that bought would just buy it because it looked cool. You know, you have either the cadaver or the pumpkin spice has a Grim Reaper on it with a giant pumpkin and everything. So people dig it, and that's really cool. I'm going to buy it just to leave it on the shelf. But because it's so fresh roasted, the aroma starts seeping out of the vent, and eventually they realize, hey, this could actually be real. We did the same thing. We did the coffee for a festival in Colorado, in a little town called Nederland, Colorado, and they have a festival called the Frozen Dead Guy Days. Which is actually, we fit right in. Yeah, there's a guy that's apparently, still in a block of ice up there. He wanted to be preserved after he died. I believe he was Norwegian. His family sent him out and found out they really couldn't afford the lab, and then they ended up putting him in the tool shed. And then we're discovered and we're deported, and they left the grandpa behind. And next thing you know, there's a great big party. People are bringing their coffins out for races, and they're bringing their hearses out for parades. And I thought, this might be an interesting place to be.
Oh my God, that is friggin' hilarious!
Wow,
it's like having spring break out in the Rockies. It's I couldn't drive our hearse out there this time because it's a 1,900-mile ride, and that's something like $4,000 in gas, and I don't think I could have done it.
Oh my God.
Well, the old hearse was getting 8 miles to the gallon, so it wasn't like you could really go that far with it.
Yeah, right.
Wow. I have to. Why does a hearse get such horrible gas mileage?
Well, the second one we had was a 1975. It's basically the size of a tank. It's 23 feet long, and it's close to 8,000 pounds, I think.
Oh my God.
And it's a 500 cubic inch engine, so it's pretty huge. It's like an 8.8 liter, basically. So you don't really get that far. You don't really get that far out of a gas station.
Yeah, you're not like road tripping in a hearse. Now people do, but that wasn't the intention in the first place.
I'm still trying to figure out why
we started a trend.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out why a hearse needs an 8-liter engine.
No. A hearse is just there. The hearse is really there to go back and forth to the shop at 25 miles an hour. It's supposed to be for style, not really for. You're not looking for really good gas mileage. You're not piling the kids into it for vacation. So
exactly.
Although you can fit quite a few people in there if you really wanted to.
Hey,
people are dying to go on that ride.
Listen,
oh.
Claire from 1600 drove a hearse. That was her
I
first
do that
car.
stuff all the time, and I can't help myself. When people ask you, how's the coffee business? Oh, it's a grind.
Oh. So wait, hold on. Backtrack for a minute. Tell me more about this frozen dead guy thing. I'm interested now.
You have to look up, especially on Facebook, if you go to Frozen Dead Guy, Frozen Dead Guy Days, you'll find it right away. And it's an incredible festival, and our coffee caffeinates that crowd, which is great because it's cold. It's really, really cold, and the first thing you need is something hot to warm you up. And what's better than Deadly Grounds coffee at the festival?
Right? Do they like
I had no idea. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I had no idea the place existed or any. People keep coming up to you whenever you have a brand like this. They'll just keep emailing you. Hey, have you done this festival or that festival? And like, oh my God, there's a festival with a dead guy. Yeah,
right?
There is. I'm like, all right. Well, I got to be there. So let's go.
Wow.
So it's a very cool thing. Oh, we do that with the hearse too. Around the holidays, it freaks everybody out at Home Depot. Yeah, you pull up and you tell them, don't put it on top, just shove it in and back. It's fine.
Do you ever have that awkward moment where you come across a funeral and you're sitting at a traffic light in the hearse and there's a funeral going by?
Oh my God, yeah, it happened once. I'm pretty sure we accidentally cut into the line, and not for long. I realized what was going on, and the other hearse drivers wave at you like you're part of some brotherhood or something. They're like, hey. So that's cool, but we quickly got out of that because it would have been really bad for people to follow us back to the shop. So.
That's what I was thinking of. Like, what happens if half the funeral follows you to Scaricon accidentally?
Like, where is this guy going?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure at some point someone would have said, hey, why are we following a hearse that says Deadly Grounds on the back of it? I would hope somebody would ask at that point. So it does do. It's a great vehicle for going from city to city when we're doing events. It's to us it's the best ambassador for the brand, just to be able to get out there with it. Besides the fact that it's extremely comfortable. This last one we got, we're on our third hearse now. We kind of went through 3 of them already. So.
Have you ever?
Yeah, we're pretty. Coffee is pretty tough on hearses, I can tell you.
Have you ever caught any flack for the hearse?
Yeah, flats, right? Flat tires.
No, flack like.
Not like backlash.
Oh, flack. All right. Okay. Well, a couple of times people didn't know it was for what it was, and they thought it was disrespectful. I remember when I pulled up to get the lettering put on on the hearse. When I had Deadly Ground, I wanted the logo put on. The license plate at the time had Last Ride on it. And I pulled up, and the guy thought I was a funeral home, and he goes, "Oh, that's really bad. You can't go do funerals with that." I said, "Good. I don't want to. Why would you think I'm doing funerals? It's a hearse, of course. I'm doing coffee." So, but so it does. It does. You run the gamut. Some people are just freaked out by it. Some people don't even notice it. But most of the time, when we're driving, especially long distances, you'll get people pulling up to us and taking shots of it along the way, and they'll stay they'll stay in your blind spot for a while, and you'll see flash bulbs going off and everything, and you want to give them a show. You can turn on the neon underneath on for a little while, just for kicks, because we roll like that.
Nice.
When you have
your
something,
finger and put it up your nose, so when they get a picture,
they do. I wish they would all post it on Facebook or somehow find a way to tag us. Sometimes it's a lot more difficult to do. Not everyone can actually post to our timeline, which I'm not really sure why. But we've seen photos of us elsewhere, so we know they're taking them. That's for sure. And you're trying not to do something stupid when they're taking shots of you. You don't want to have that dopey, glare from inside. But it is fun, and it allows us the whole thing. When you have a brand that looks like this, you can do things that you normally couldn't do if you were just a straight up middle of the road kind of brand of coffee. I doubt very much that Chuck Full of Nuts is going to Frozen Dead Guy days to.
Right.
Or become the coffee of hell and everything. So there's a lot of cool things you can do, and it's a lot of fun. But the other part of it that we always take seriously is the coffee itself. This whole thing started over coffee. Part of it is being in production and obviously consuming a whole lot of it. But the bigger part of it is mostly about the kind of time you spend with friends. It's usually over a cup of coffee. Every important conversation I've ever had in life about everything under the sun was always with a close friend and over a cup of coffee. Everybody has a coffee buddy. You always have someone you can confide in and talk about and tell them all about your weird problems that you're coming up with that they've never heard of before, and stuff like that. And we've and to me that was always the best part of that. I have, and actually, I wanted to actually do that. I wanted to. We're gonna make our own holiday. We're gonna make Coffee Buddy Day on January 31st of next year.
Nice.
Oh.
And you don't really have to get our coffee, but spend some time with a friend. Sometimes just having a face-to-face visit or a sit down with somebody. People are still going through hard times, and it helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
It does. You never know. I had the best coffee buddy in the world, so I kind of learned from that, and I want to kind of see if I can find a way to share that.
Right.
Who's your coffee buddy?
Well, unfortunately, he's no longer with us. He was and that's another reason why I wanted to make it January 31st, because it was the day we lost him. He was a extremely cool guy that I met when I was a teenager and a lot more stupid than I am right now. And he kind of helped guide me through through difficult times. I've talked this guy's ears off like you would not believe in the middle of the night. Cars, relationships, jobs, whatever it may be, family, and obviously he thought I was a little off the charts here with this idea, but but he dug it, and he liked that you were doing that. You can do something kind of off on your own. You didn't have to follow everyone else's path. So he was a young guy, actually. When he passed, he was only 62 years old, and it was a shock to everyone. And it took a while to kind of get over that. But as the fog starts to clear, you realize what a positive influence he was. And again, the coffee was always. I mean, we used to drink horrible coffee back then. Late night diners are not where you're going to find warm coffee.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's the best.
3 a.m. is not. Yeah, 3 a.m. You're finding the stuff that was brewed at 9. That morning exactly. Probably. So but it really represented a really cool time in my life, and I know that he would be loving this. He was a car guy to begin with, a mechanic in the 60s and 70s, and to see some of the whacked out things we've seen with just in hearses alone. Mine is a regular hearse, but you should have seen some of these ones we've seen in Hell. Hell is actually it's a festival of hearses on the third Saturday of on September. The third Saturday of September is always the day in Hell. It's when we get out there, and you're not gonna find a better.
Nope. What just happened?
Tom?
Did we lose Tom? That was interesting. Well, can everybody still hear us? If you can, just give us a quick yes, and I'll try and get Tom back. I'm not quite sure what just happened there.
I don't know.
Not sure.
Did he hang up?
Nope, Tom's still alive according to this. So
still there.
We still got Tom showing here. So
what about this?
That's fine.
No, we're good? Okay.
Yep, Pete, you got us in there? Just give me a yes, Pete, if you can hear me. So that's kind of weird that we just lost that.
Yeah, we lost Tom. Where'd he go? Yeah. We lost our connection. Oh, you're telling a cool. He was telling.
Pizza's blood moon. He was telling a fantastic story there.
Oh, he was telling a nice story about his coffee buddy.
Not sure. You know what the best part is Tom called from a landline.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure how we lost that there. But anyway.
That just cut out. That was weird.
Yeah.
But all right, Tom. We'll wait for you to call back. See if maybe something happened with his landline.
I don't know.
Maybe he unplugged it or something by accident.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
We just all of a sudden lost him and dropped him. That's so crazy.
But, wait, this happened with Joe, remember?
Oh my God. No, that was different. We got dropped with Joe. That was a completely different thing that happened is we got dropped with Joe.
And he was, hello?
So.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna try and get Tom back on the air in a second.
So anyway. What else can we talk about? That was a really nice story he was telling. But I have a couple of questions about where if he's hearing right now and he can prepare, where he gets his beans from, stuff like that. Because I'm very interested in how he came about that partnership, where he got the beans.
And those are things that I'm very interested in finding out too. I want to know exactly, how did he go about finding the right company to supply his coffee for him
and such a good company too. I mean, they make delicious coffee. If I can drink it black.
The person you have called at 203-866.
Nope. I'm not gonna give the rest of Tom's number up. Sorry about that. That's weird. Anyway.
Aww.
Yeah, we don't want Tom's number blasted on the air, so we'll just.
Oh my God! You remember John and Chip show?
Yeah.
When they called that.
No, it was Sagers.
I thought it was that. Oh, no, it was Sagers. And they're like, Trying not to give out his number on the air. That was hilarious.
Good gosh. Okay, hold on a second here.
That's what just happened to us.
Tom, are you back?
Did you hang up on me?
No.
The weirdest thing happened. Your audio cut out all of a sudden.
Your audio literally just cut out. We just didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought, wow, they're being awfully quiet. I'm sitting there and I'm like, wow, you guys missed my best stuff. I can't replicate it now.
So
we're going to try to do this by cell phone now, so let's hope that works out for a while.
Okay.
I tried calling
the paranormal community is probably the paranormal community needs to be called in to find out who's ghosting my phone here. So we'll make it work.
It is October, so you never know what's going on here.
This is the month of the year. I live for this. We need 12 Octobers a year.
Oh my God.
Dude, I would love it. I love the weather. I love that, like, the feeling. Like, people are getting excited for, like, Halloween and the holidays and stuff. And it's just like...
So, I have a morbid request, Tom. I would like to see an urn full of Deadly Grounds coffee.
You think you could do it? I don't know.
I would love to have like an urn on my shelf and freak people out and go over and scoop some coffee out of it and make a pot of coffee.
Oh my God! Right?
Okay.
I thought of an idea too for you for Christmas for like your. Oh my God! Now we're like marketing with him. Like this is what we were supposed to be doing during the interview.
Maybe we should do this.
Yeah, you're all hired.
We'll do it off air, but it's a cute little idea for like especially like Christmas time.
Yeah.
Of like gift wrapping the coffee bags.
Yeah.
That would be so simple and take 2 seconds and it
So
would look cute.
You were telling a beautiful story about your coffee buddy.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
you know,
my friend John.
I don't want to keep dragging you through that. So you know, it's awesome. It's awesome to have that type of person in your life that you feel that way about, and you know, we should all be so blessed to have somebody that we could do that with.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a positive thing. Right? At this point, you know, to me, like I said, after the fog cleared, you know, and it took a long time, but I got left with something a lot cooler behind that I wish I could share with him, but I know he's watching and he's having a good time with us. He's got to be laughing. I mean, he's some of the stuff that happens to you with this stuff.
He's probably drinking the coffee when you're not looking.
It's probably the reason the phone cut out. He was probably like, cut this out. Don't tell these stories. He cut the phone on you.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I would bet that's probably what happened. It would make sense that it would happen on this particular cast. So we'll figure it out. So I'm at 48%. I'm sure I can make it to the end of the show.
I think you'll be all right. Yeah.
I think you got this.
So we wanted to ask you a question that's kind of on, back on the track of Deadly Grounds and how you got started. And how did you come to find the beans that you use?
Well, part of this actually started several years before actually it was a business. It's one thing for you to know what you like to have for a cup of coffee, but it's totally different when you have to make a bunch of different roasts and blends that other people like. And I had to kind of get educated. The worst thing you can do is just go into something pretend like you know what you're doing when you have no clue.
Right.
And there's a lot of coffee out there. If you were to go anywhere, go to the supermarket, go anywhere, go online, everybody has a coffee company. Everybody has you will not ever be at a loss for coffee. But what I wanted was something that I was not getting at the places that were the gourmet, quote-unquote, gourmet coffee places.
Yeah.
I just never understood why people were paying so much money for something that was mostly bitter, over-roasted, burnt, just didn't taste right. Mm-hmm. And, you know, maybe it was the time that they were spending with friends and maybe they didn't know any better, but it just was too much. I couldn't get my hand or my mind around it. So I had to kind of go find what made that happen and how I can avoid it. And I had to kind of go through a lot of different people, meet up with a lot of different people, and really get schooled on it to find out what I needed to do. I met up with an incredible, talented roaster who knew exactly what I wanted. And once we were able to kind of go through a little bit and see what worked and what didn't, you know, from that point on, it became a lot easier. You know, I think people are so accustomed to bad stuff that when they taste stuff that's decent and good, they're amazed. Yeah. But when they taste something that's really, really good, they're blown away. Yeah. We're not going to change the whole world. You know, we're not going to solve world hunger with a good cup of Joe or whatever. But at the very least, we can have one. You know, we can have a really good, you know, morning or afternoon. I drink it all the time. It's not morning for me. It's the beverage of choice throughout the day. And I'm having one right now. You know, the caffeine calms my nerves when I'm on. You know, so
yeah, right.
I will be having one as soon as we're off the air.
Yeah, as soon as I was gonna make him a pot and then I forgot. I'm being punished.
Do you guys still do pots, or do you do the K cups or the single serves?
Yeah, no, we do pots. But we do because I don't drink a lot of coffee, but I can drink like a cup at a time. So I'll make enough just so we have like a small pot in the morning. Yeah, I don't do K-cups.
The K-cups have not. They're very convenient. If you can make them really get better quality, I think, and that's getting worked on. So we're going to have. We were hoping to have our pumpkin spice in the single serve version this fall, but there's a lot of lead time and involved in it, and we kind of got behind with everything else that was going on, and we kind of missed the boat on that. But we're going to be doing a lot of it going into the new year. There's going to be a lot of it. In fact, there's a lot of stuff going on. It's when you do these events, you meet up with a lot of people, and it's amazing the opportunities that come your way. So we have a lot of stuff happening, and we're going to have an announcement on Halloween about the next leg of the Deadly Grounds saga, where we go from here. There's a lot of stuff happening, so I'm really, really happy things are working out the way they are.
Awesome.
That's really cool, and you're always welcome. Obviously, I mean, you're sponsoring us now, so you're always welcome on the show. If you ever have anything you want to break or talk about, or get an ad out there, we'll always bring you on for a 5-minute phone call to plug something or promote a new product.
As long as I can get the phone to work, we're good.
It'll only be for a 5-minute segment, so you should be all right.
So I became fascinated a couple of years ago. I think it was maybe even it was a couple of years ago now. I became fascinated with, and I'm not going to plug his product, but this guy that was on a TV show about coffee.
Uh-huh.
And I watched this show, and I'm like, I'm just amazed at the extremes that this person goes to get the beans that he gets, and where he
goes. I've seen that show.
Mm-hmm.
Have you?
It's on. I think it's like Discovery Channel or one of those shows.
Yeah.
But the guy, he goes. He looks for something very specific out there. That's kind of rare, and that's fine. Some of that stuff is very hard to. Just importing beans is kind of difficult. There's a lot of these countries. They have a lot of issues. One of the things that really got me years ago is I couldn't get Kenya Double A, the kind of roast that I really, really like. Yeah, there was civil war going on, and when there is, that means it's kind of hard to get stuff shipped out of there.
Yeah, true.
It's not like it would be here, where commerce just continues on no matter what.
Right.
It was really hard. So then you get less lower quality beans, and it starts to change the roasts. So there's a lot of. I know the show you're talking about, and I have seen it. I actually enjoy it. I like watching it just to see what would happen next.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not sure how much of it is for the camera and how much of it's for real, but it's still very entertaining. And I would hate to think anyone would have to get hurt or worse to get up to find the right set of beans for their coffee. But I can certainly understand it if you're into something.
Yeah.
Do you remember the time when he where were they, in like Mexico or something, with the cartels?
Yeah.
And he had to hide the money in his underwear.
Yeah, he had to hide all this money and stuff. But I mean, my point was in bringing it up was the fact that I got into this and that is the moment when I actually started enjoying coffee instead of just drinking coffee.
Yes.
I started watching what goes, and I understood more about what coffee was about and how it's not just I just got to get a cup of coffee. No, you can get a really good cup of coffee that is just experience.
Quality. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be amazed. There's places down in the city, New York City, that will, I'm sure lots of other places too, that'll do the pour over, where it'll take 4 minutes to actually pour your cup of coffee for you.
Yeah.
Because they do it really slow over this. There's all sorts of stuff, that's really, really cool. And you can get a lot more out of it. You certainly can get a different flavor and taste and intensity if you use a French press as opposed to a percolator, as opposed to the auto drip. In the end, everybody has to find their own way and what they're willing to do. How much time they're going to invest in it. We're all kind of under the gun. We get to work, and there's not a whole lot of time, and we're running along, and it's either K-cups or percolator, whatever it is. But I know that we're caffeinating ourselves nicely because there's a lot of travel laws out there.
Oh my gosh.
You can certainly have it your way, any which way you want it. You can certainly make it your way. I wanted to find with our blends and roasts, I wanted to find something that was not going to be so overly priced that it was going to be so like a specialty blend that you can only maybe get once a year or something. I wanted something. I mean, the roasts themselves are expensive to make because of the quality of the beans and the quality of the roasting. That's really the difference. You're never going to get any of the burnt aftertaste in anything. Even the darkest of roasts that we have, you would imagine would taste. You would have that burnt sensation, that taste that everybody unfortunately knows too well. You don't get that, and a lot of that is in the roasting. So I'm pretty happy with where we are.
Which one's your darkest?
The Italian. It's the toss-up between the Italian, actually no, there's even darker than the Italian. We have something. The coffee we made for Frozen Denkai Days is our Dark Mountain Roast, and that's really dark, but it's also got a sweet finish to it. So it's very smooth. I was never a dark coffee drinker before, and I was always the lower the light roast.
The lighter roast, yeah.
Well, actually, the lighter roasts have more caffeine in them than the darker roasts.
Yeah.
They burn out.
Which is funny, too, because when people come into a coffee shop and they're like, oh, which one, whatever has more caffeine, and I'm like, well, that's the light roast. They're like, oh, all right, give me the dark. And I'm like, wait, you just went against everything you just, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, but, look, you're going to get, one way or another, you're going to get your caffeine. You're not going to, unless you really want to walk with an IV bottle or an injection, you don't really need much more than what it's putting out, and whatever your average cup of coffee. I just go for the flavor. I want to enjoy it. I want to go back for more. And hopefully that's where we're at. It's been a lot of fun. Figuring this stuff out along the way, because it is still an education. There's always going to be more to do.
Sure.
Well, if you ever need like a tester group to do some sampling for, you can send some our way. We'll be honest with you.
Oh, that doesn't sound like a ploy.
Well, right now we're drinking Hell's Fury, and that's so good. It's delicious.
Oh wow, the official coffee of Hell, of course. Yeah, we ran into we did talk at ScareCon, and we had our casket filled with Hell's Fury, and people kept asking for it. They kept seeing the red bag, and they kept asking what that was, and they almost cleaned us out of Hell's Fury, which really would have been bad because the following week we were in hell. You can't run out of Hell's coffee when you're in hell. That's just bad. That's real bad. So luckily it worked out, but the conventions were great, and they left us with very little, so we had to go back and roast a lot more. And we traditionally do things in very small batches because there's nothing like having fresh roast coming out. I mean, the boxes, when they're being packed, the aroma is seeping out of the boxes rather, when you're shipping them out. I've had customers email me and tell me we didn't even have to open the box for us to get the whiff of the coffee that was coming through.
Wow.
So it's pretty cool when it gets to be that way.
Wow.
And,
are you gonna do anything? Because obviously the holiday seasons are coming up. Are you gonna do any holiday flavors for Christmas and Thanksgiving and all that?
Yeah, we're gonna have a few more that we're gonna roll out, but then there's gonna be, like I said before, there's gonna be a really very cool announcement on Halloween, and there's gonna be a lot more stuff after that. And
nice.
I wanted to get you at the events. That there's that gentleman who plays the really evil Santa Claus.
Yes.
I forget his name. I think his name is Sal Lizard.
Sal Lizard.
I want to have him. I would love to have him on the cover of a Christmas roast.
Oh,
that would be awesome.
That's
Sal, if you're listening, call me.
There you go. And if you're not listening, you won't hear this, so don't call.
We'll find a way. Right, exactly. So,
Tom will find a way.
Absolutely. I have to tell you, I'm always amazed at the customers that we get, because they're not customers really. They're our extended coffee family. They're coffee buddies in waiting. But just today, you would think with the kind of theme that we have, you would get mostly younger people into it, and just because they would dig the all the imagery and stuff. One of my all-time favorite customers is a 93-year-old woman who lives in right here in town. Her name is Minnie, and she loves it so much, and she doesn't know why there's a dead guy on the back, but she likes it a lot. I delivered it to her today, and I told her I have to mention her in some of the pieces that we'll be doing. But she's hysterical. 93 years old. She's just she called me today. I have to have some. Please, please send them over. All right, cool. All right.
Do you have a home base? Do you have a coffee shop that you brews your coffee and?
No, actually, we don't have our own shop. From the very beginning, we thought we'd only be an online business, but we kind of figured out that's not working to its full advantage, because to start something up when you don't have a gazillion dollars to do advertising, the internet is great, but it's also a place where you can easily die if not enough people know you, which makes it fun for us to go out and do these events, because we meet more and more people, and we happily caffeinate them. Then they're ours. But we do have a place that's going to be coming online probably in the next couple of weeks in Darien, Connecticut. We're in Norwalk, so Darien's the next town over, and it'll be the first place. It'll be the first place that's going to be serving Deadly Grounds hot. So they're really nice people. The place is called Michael Joseph's. It's a catering / coffee / bakery / everything shop, and they'll be. I think in the next couple of weeks we'll be up and running there. So
excellent.
That sounds awesome.
It is, and this way people can actually stop in for a hot cup instead of having just to buy the product and making it on their own. So.
Right.
Yeah.
And then from there, who knows? Anyone out there listening, we can get some more.
And if you happen to have a coffee shop and you're listening, you're going to be able to get in touch with them. You're going to go to deadlygroundscoffee.com, right. And you can get in touch. There's a contact us button there, right?
Absolutely. You can contact us directly, and certainly be more than happy to discuss wholesale opportunities. And because I think that's a great way of getting it out there. We can't be everywhere at once, and I think everybody deserves a little Deadly Grounds here and there. So,
absolutely,
I like that.
Absolutely, I love it. The fact when we first got to see your product at Parahistorycon 2.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys are strategically placed, I might add, by the way.
Yeah.
I found out I myself wasn't there. I had sent up the Deadly Ground girls to go up there, and I kind of threw them into the fire to do it themselves, and they did great from what I heard. They got a nice little spot there in front of everyone.
Yeah.
Yep.
They were right in the lobby, and everybody had to pass them. And I mean, we went back a few times because I went once. I'm like, I gotta try this. I'm like, oh my God, this is good. I passed it over to Lauren. Lauren's like, oh my God.
I don't drink coffee, and I pretty much drank like the whole cup. I was like, I'll go get you another one.
Cool. And believe me, after a couple nights in Lake George with the parties, Deadly Grounds was much appreciated the next day.
Yeah.
So I can
I
tell
don't
you
know
that.
how you guys. I have no idea how you guys can do the parties. I'm not that I'm old, but I'm creeping up on 50. I'm 48 years old. And when we do these conventions, especially the big ones in Atlantic City where everyone's partying every night, I have no idea. The moment we're done, every bone in your body is aching. All you can think about is sitting down for a few hours and getting some sleep. Meanwhile, everyone else is out partying, which is great because the next day they're hungover and they're hitting us up for coffee.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. And you're up at 4 a.m. brewing and getting ready while everybody's just going to bed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but actually, we found that we actually have to start a lot earlier now because what happens when we do the events, once you walk in, the vendors are all over you going, wait, you got the coffee ready? Is the coffee? No, we just got here. So we have to show up even earlier and start making it elsewhere to be able to go in. Otherwise, we'll never make it. We have to start with a good 6 gallons of coffee.
Jeez,
otherwise,
exactly.
It's almost impossible to stay ahead. You saw how big the crowds are at ScareCon. I don't know what the numbers are, but that's a lot of people there.
Yeah, and to top it off, you had a little disaster with the roasters.
Oh my God!
No, I had a really big disaster. It wasn't a little one. It was a big one. It was something happened with the electricity there, and we brought 3 urns with us. We figured that's really going to get us. We'll always be ahead of the game, and 2 of them got burnt out somehow.
Oh my God.
There was some really massive thing going on, and it just really killed us. And it happened on a Saturday. And so, but the girls had it under control. They sent me away to go find a store to get 2 more. So as long as they stayed out of there,
for crying out loud.
Yeah.
End up,
send you to Syracuse again.
Tom's on his way to Syracuse. 8 hours later, Tom shows back up.
Yeah. Yeah, and the only vehicle I had with me was the hearse, so I'm using that, to go into, I'm searching Targets and every place else that have the stuff. So yeah, you try to prepare for all that stuff, and certainly having backups helps, and we did, but we went right through those so quickly, and it was just a disaster. Luckily we were able to salvage the day and the rest of the weekend, but it was pretty exhausting. By the time that day was over,
yeah,
I was so ready to. I really needed to. I needed the heaviest sleep I can get myself into, which is hard to do when you're drinking coffee all day long. So well, I'll give much credit to the ladies that were there that day that basically ran the booth all day long or all weekend long. They had a really good system. The last thing I needed to do was get involved in it. I just needed to stay out of their hair, and they were doing okay without me. I just needed to make coffee. So
yeah,
it was a lot of fun. I can't wait to do more of those. I love doing those shows. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have to chat sometime in the next couple of weeks, I think, because we've got some things cooking for next year that we're definitely going to have you a part of. So we're going to have to chat. As you have heard us mumbling, we're doing the events just like John did this past year with ParaHistoryCon, and obviously Glory Haunt Hounds is no more. So we picked up the torch, and we're running to try and finish the Olympics with the torch. So
well, that's what Olympics I want to be part of. I'd love to be there. I know that we were there, but I myself was not there, and I really wish I had been. It sounded like such a great time.
Oh my gosh, it was. And it's hard to duplicate them, but we're gonna do our best to see what we can do. So we've only got like a minute left. So why don't you plug away and tell everybody about your website and Facebook and Twitter and all the good stuff?
Yeah, we're on all that. But if you ever want to check out, a lot of our updates are on social media. I rarely ever update the website itself. Here and there I do. But if you wanted to order, you can certainly do it at deadlygroundscoffee.com. I'm an old hack. I still do the WW thing. deadlygroundscoffee.com. There's also a store on our Facebook page as well, so you'll be able to buy some stuff there. We put our T-shirts on there, and we're going to put our mugs on there and a few other things as well.
Okay, good.
So we're everywhere. So the more we see people, the better off we are. We actually want to get more people having their posting their pics if they can, because we have customers from all over the world, and I love it when they send in their photographs of icons from around the world with their Deadly Grounds bags. It's awesome.
Awesome. We will spread the word as best we can. And Tom, thank you so much for coming on this week, and we'll talk to you real soon. Okay, brother?
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it very much.
Take care.
Take care.
And the awkward hang up. we love that. We really do love Deadly Grounds. It's not just because we asked them to be a part of the show because of the fact that we can enjoy their product.
Yeah.
And like we said before, kind of a no-brainer. Paranormal Hangover. What's the best cure? A cup of coffee.
Cup of Deadly Grounds.
Deadly Grounds coffee, man. And Hell's Fury right now is my favorite.
So good. I think I'm gonna get a pot ready for tomorrow.
Thank you so much for tuning in this week, guys. We will catch you next week with Rob Demarest as our guest.
Yes. Catch you later.